This is MPS Pilot from the Netherlands, and you're watching Toasted.
MPS Pilot,
Hello.
aka Horst, welcome to Sziget, man.
Thank you very much.
This-
Thanks, Paul, for having me.
I'm not having you here, that's the people from Sziget. You're also on the massive stage here, I might add. And it's great to see how popular world music actually is here.
Yes. Well, world music. I think they just in the middle. We're now in the middle of Europe, so I guess there are just more influences here on music, on the music field. So I would call it music actually, not world music.
Hey, you are an avid traveler. I delved into your history a bit, lots of Africa, Egypt, well, you name it. Is this driven because you like to travel, or is this like you're looking for music?
Both. I'm a Sagittarius, and from Sagittarius they say it are people who always want something new and who like to travel, and I combined it. And I grew up in a musical family, and I studied ethnomusicology, and I traveled a lot, and this is how I made my job out of it.
Well, I mean, it sounds very simple, but of course that's not the case, because you find this music in different parts of the world. You like it, you love it, you learn what's good, you learn what you don't like, and then you have to combine it as a DJ. And how do you do that?
Well, you just have to be musical, and you have to know which songs are working and which songs are not. So every style has its core repertoire. Every tradition has its good songs and the songs that are okay. So I think I'm lucky that I know which songs always work anywhere. I mean, if it's not too traditional, not too far away, but I dig for the more electronic productions. So therefore, I play a lot of actually. You would call it world music, but what I play it's for 95% produced in the best studios all over the world, and it's electronic. So it's with a lot of synths, a lot of beats, a lot of traditional grooves that are brought in an electronic way. So it's all electrified. It's all from now.
But you have to explain this. I mean, so there are bands from Africa who are actually recording in the best studios in the world. How does that work?
No, their own studios. Yeah, and because of the digitalization of music, it's simply way easier now to produce the best quality in all studios over the world, and the people working there, they're just wizards. And so if you go to Ivory Coast, the pop music there, it's all electronic, you know. So there is a lot of great electronic music coming out of the Africas nowadays, for example. It's total commercial music, but it's African, and that's what I love, because, well, there are enough people to bring Western electronic music.
I lived in Africa for a year, and what struck me was that the music was so popular there, and there was such a big scene of people, especially back then, giving each other cassettes of bands that were hot in that time. What's it like now? Because I mean, you've been there probably recently. What are the big bands, and how do people exchange music?
Well, it depends where you are in Africa. When the countries are really poor, then it's all done over telephone. It's done over Bluetooth.
No way.
So yeah, and CDs are not pressed anymore because copying is done so much. It's all distributed over the internet. It's all download sites, illegal downloads, or of course you can all buy all your African music on iTunes, of course. But how the people exchange, I would say, it's from their own, from the over USB sticks, hard disks, Bluetooth. And which country were you?
Kenya, Tanzania, and Rwanda.
Okay, yeah, I would say that's the case for those countries. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been there for a long time. Hey, you're not just a connoisseur of music, you're not just a collector of music, you also produce music, right?
Yes, I do. Yes.
How does that work? I mean, do you collect musicians in a studio, or do you have your own ideas, or do you have a studio at home?
Well, I started off with making remixes for artists from all over the world. So I get their stems, I get their tracks from the songs they produced, and I make my versions of it. And I'm currently also producing my own stuff with singers I contact in different kinds of ways. I mean, so they live in Holland, or they can record at home and record over my songs.
What are you working on currently?
I'm working on some Middle Eastern themes right now. So it's more about like the trance Berber music from the north of Africa.
No way.
Yes.
Trance Berber from the north of Africa.
Yes, but then in a modern way.
It is, of course, for me and probably for a lot of people who aren't really connoisseurs of your music genre, impossible to understand how popular some of the music is that you are working with. I mean, I saw crowds of 80,000 people where you were playing for.
Well, a few weeks ago I was playing somewhere, and I was playing all kinds of Azonto and Coupe Décalé. It's the popular music from West Africa. And there came a Dutch guy and he said, "Man, what are you playing? I'm Shazamming all your tunes and I cannot find it." He didn't look properly because they should be on Shazam, I think. "What is this, man? This is great." And I mean, there is just so much good music around, and if a song is good, a song is good. So it doesn't matter whether it's something you know or something you just don't know. A good song is a good song. So, and if you just you drop your glasses to what you hear normally, and you just think, "Oh, this is a nice song," and then you just follow my flow, and then you will get lost.
I was actually thinking before I was preparing this interview, there were some Hungarian bands on different stages that I saw and I watched them play, and it was like, well, maybe they're really popular here, and they were really popular here, but I didn't get the lyrics, I didn't understand what they were singing about, and then I was like, well, maybe I'm missing out at least half of the impact of the music. On the other hand, what you say is true. Good music is good music, even if you don't understand the lyrics.
Yes. Yeah, well, you add it up perfectly. And then you also feel when a band is not too good, and when their presence on stage is not really there. You know, you will not get carried away by the music that fast. So that counts the same for a good song. Yeah.
You've been doing this for quite a while. I can imagine that it's hard work, because I mean you chose a style which is not like, it's not trance, it's not like immediately radio airplay friendly what you do, but you do it out of a passion.
Yeah.
And you did this for quite a long time, as I said, so your business must be picking up, and you are of course very successful. But was it a long haul for you?
It is a well, you know, I have this problem that I cannot live off what I don't really like. So I took it for granted that it's just a hell lot of work, and that is what is driving me. And there are so many people saying, "Oh God, you really can live of what you really like," and then I'm still surprised. You know, yeah. That's right. That's correct.
It's freaking awesome. Hey, there's of course a lot of Dutch DJs here who are headlining some massive stages, including yourself. Must be weird for you to be on a festival with like Hardwell and Nicky Romero, because I mean your stage is at least as big.
No, it's not as big.
Well,
No, it's not as big.
I saw the Nicky Romero stage.
You saw what?
The Nicky Romero stage.
Okay, I didn't see it. Well, for me it's
Must be strange though to come back in Amsterdam and that people don't recognize that you are actually a DJ who plays to a lot of crowds.
Well, in Amsterdam, it depends on what you call Amsterdam, because the people from the bigger festivals, they know me, and they book me. So, I mean, you know, it's just what the DJs as Ricky Romero, what they play, it's just different. You know, like when I play my music, the songs, they're longer. You really have to go into the flow. You really have to follow that groove. You really have to be carried away, and Of course, it's the same with Ricky Romero, but he's more working it's more a more solid, bundled act, which has just like a sort of a power for 1.5 hours. And with me, it's more like you go on a holiday and you get taken away, and you're surprised that you're dancing on music from Ivory Coast, and then Brazil, and then you go to the Balkans, and then you're suddenly in a strange Arab vibe. But I do it with a flow, you know. So it's not contrasting a lot, but it's just different than what they do. And here, for me, this feels like correct. This feels just like, well, they do that, I do this.
You get a lot of respect for mixing the styles that you do. Is this practice over the years, or do you have a fixed playlist, or do you really look at the vibe on the dance floor and then improvise?
Yeah, I have to say yes to all. And well, because I was raised musically, I have big ears, so I know how to combine things. You know, like, you don't need to tell me what pitch something is. I know when there's a song in my bag, I know it will not be in tune with the song I hear now for the first time, you know. So, and rhythmically wise, I'm very musical, you know. I play several instruments, and so therefore I count a lot, you know. I really listen to the songs, and I count out what it is, and I try to make new combinations. And so theme wise, pitch wise, rhythm wise, contrasting. So and I do it a lot since many years, so yeah, that's handy.
Tonight you're playing a 4-hour set, for God's sakes. That's an amazing long period of time.
Yeah, it is.
Is it normal for you to do long sets like that? And what are you going to play? Do you have an idea yet?
Well, it depends on where I play. In smaller venues, it's more easy to do that, and it happens a lot, but not too much. Sets are getting shorter. And here, indeed, it's 3.5 hours, by the way. And but the people, they really go for it. So here I can do that. And but I really had to look another hour in my bag to think, okay, because it's a long set, it's very late, so late at night I really want to know, okay, what are my best tunes in that direction, what are my best tunes in that direction, what are my best tunes in that direction, and then know all the different meters, like in between 80 and 140 or 160, and then we'll see what happens. And as we're in the middle of Europe, I think I will be playing quite some Oriental grooves and Asian grooves, Indian grooves, desi beats. I want to play a lot of electronic Balkan tunes, so not like the square Balkan beats, but more the Oriental deep Balkan music, which is produced nowadays also electronic a lot. Like what the gypsies listen here, the gypsies in Western Europe don't listen, and here that's really easy to play. And then I really want to end up with a lot of Coupé Décalé from Ivory Coast also, because I think this festival could use some African music. So you see, I'm not commercial. It's not commercial, you know. But I see what happens, and see if it's really keeping my crowd together, and then it's good.
What holds the near future for you?
Oh, going home. I've been playing a lot and want to recover a bit. And I'm working on another project. It hasn't got directly to do with music. It has got to do with consciousness and group work, therapy for companies, and that's also for autumn. And then starting up my promotion and the whole lag for the coming next years. So for next season. So I will do my promotional activities. I will start to build them up slowly again for next summer.
Thanks very much for your time.
You're welcome.